Welcome to episode 3 of Healing Our Homes podcast. It's going to be myself, Amanda, and Ashley this episode. We're going to be talking about what manifestation means to us and how manifestation can impact mindfulness and maybe some long-term goals that we would like to see happen through manifestation. So I'm just going to jump into it. The first topic being, what does manifestation mean to us personally? And maybe a recent example of how it's worked for you. So to me, it definitely is a mindfulness practice, I think. Whether I sit with my thoughts and kind of speak to myself, whether I speak to myself out loud or whether I write them down, I think it is a really great way to just kind of stop and think about maybe it is what that I want or what that I need, or or just overall like how you're feeling, I think. To me anyway. A recent example for me of manifestation is actually this computer. So shout out to my father-in-law because I'm super hyped. This is so much. I can see everyone all together. This is great. I love this. But I am going to hand over to Amanda to tell us what manifestation means to her.
Yes, hello everyone. Happy podcast. I always get so excited when we have new episodes. It's always so hyped. But yes, what manifestation means to me personally, honestly, not to piggyback off a fee, but it really is just a mindfulness practice of where do I want to go from here, from the present. So instead of often I think about my goals when I was younger, and instead of, trying to live up to that expectation, I honestly kind of just try to meet myself where I am. And I think it's probably the most successful manifestation practice I've ever felt whenever I've just met myself to where, what do I need now? And where can I, put what can I put my energy towards right now that I can actually see come to fruition? I think if you aren't super used to the practice of manifestation, and it's not even something that's super wild. When I say practice, it's more like every now and again, I'll see the number 222. It'll be like, or 5:55 p.m. And I'll just get super excited. And I'm like, oh, right now in this moment, I would really love for this to happen in my life. And I'm like, oh, I'm manifesting that. Like just speaking things out loud that I see that, when I'm reminded of them, I call that manifestation. Just every time I think about it, I'm like, I'm just not going to let it be a thought. I'm going to say it and see if it'll come to fruition. So I've been really just kind of practicing that. And that's how I see manifestation. It's honestly a lot less intimidating than people kind of make it. I think it's seen like this big spooky, like I keep saying practice, but practice where you have to put a lot of effort and energy towards it. But honestly, a little goes a long way. So that's why I really like it too. And then something that I have seen come to fruition with manifestation recently. Oh my goodness. Felicia was a good example. You guys know we have that Snapchat group for our podcast co-hosts and all of us together outside of this forum. And Felicia, when she got that computer, we were blowing it up. We were like, oh my gosh, been talking about it for months. And then the fact that she found it from her, I think you said it was your father-in-law, and it was just an awesome opportunity come to fruition. I want to give a personal example, but that seriously has just been inspiring me so much. I think that's so cool. So that's going to be my example too. And then Ashley, what I'm going to throw it to you.
Yay. Okay. So welcome back, everyone. So excited to be here. I think to me, what you were saying, Amanda, like some people make manifestation out to be this really difficult and complex thing. And I think it can be. Like I literally wrote down as we were just kind of chatting our little pre-podcast session, I wrote down that there are different levels to it. And so you could get so advanced to where you follow all of these like steps to really just manifest these things in your life. Or it could be as simple as like literally today, for example, I'm at work after, it's Thursday when we're recording this. For our listeners, it's Tuesday, but or whatever day you're listening, but it's Thursday when we're recording. It's almost the end of the week. I'm at work and I walk in the elevator to go get a patient, and I'm just thinking like, man, this day is dragging. And so one example of manifestation for me is like, I feel like my thoughts on manifestation have changed my mindset to where instead of that, like I immediately in my head was like, if I think that and I say that, that's what's going to actually happen. So the day is going to continue to drag. So I immediately switched my thought and I was like, no, this day is going by so fast and it's a good day. Like I just immediately said that and I was like, it's a good day. Like this day is going fast. And then you know what? Before I know it, it was 4 o'clock and I was walking out the door. So that's like a little example, actually. That wasn't gonna be my example, but yeah. So I think manifestation can be in different levels, and to me, it just means bringing something that you desire into your life that you don't already have, or maybe you do, but you want it in a different form, or you want more of it, and it's just bringing that into your life through these different techniques. And there are so many different techniques that you can use. But I think one big thing that I think I have manifested recently is actually my job. I just started working at Mayo Clinic, like big hospital, like I don't know, dream job almost. Not dream job, but dream job location. I'm so excited and grateful every day to work there. So I think I really manifested that. And that's my big thing.
I'm gonna hop on. I'm so glad. Okay, if you guys saw me laughing, Felicia, I am. I'm so sorry, you guys. Felicia sent me a text right now outside of the group chat, and she said, "How do I raise my hand?" We're in Zoom for those who don't know, and that made me giggle so hard because you guys, I don't think, can see the reactions, but when we think of something fun to say or something that we want to say, we put the thing up. I'm sorry, that made me laugh so hard. Okay, but I did have my hand up. That made me tear up. I was giggling. I had my hand up because what Lola? Oh my God. For those who are listening, we have a special guest. Her name is Lola. I can't remember her last name, but Lola. She is the pit bull. Ashley, would you actually interrupt me and introduce Lola, please?
This is Miss Lola Rose. Say hi. My angel, my entire world right here.
Lola Rose is the most beautiful little pit bull. Look at that face. Okay, I'm gonna try not to get too distracted. Basically, what I wanted to hop on and say to you guys was when Ashley mentioned something about her day, you mentioned your day dragging and you had like acknowledged that you were saying that. I wanted to say that I totally believe in what you had said about like that being kind of a form of manifestation too. Like I wholeheartedly believe that if you're gonna say that you believe in manifestation, it's full 100. Like you're not just going to see the good in it. If you talk about things that are negative often, or if, and not saying that it's bad to speak on the negative things when they happen to you and to actually speak on things as they're occurring to you, but I think there's a big difference in that than just constantly honing in on the negative and making the point to put that into the world too. Because if you're going to believe that you can manifest good, I think that if you often speak on things, for example, I work in human resources, recruitment to be specifically, and a lot of people, if they come in and they're like, but I'm sure you've got better people, or I'm sure this, like, I wasn't thinking that, but now that you've said that, you've made it come to fruition that, okay, yeah, one day there are going to be better people, but you're here, you're in the now. So might as well instead stand out, say this to yourself too, outside of a job interview. Personally, I am worthy of nailing this, of getting this. I am an awesome candidate, an awesome significant other, an awesome person to myself. All of these things, even if you don't feel that way right now, it doesn't mean you can't value it and start acting on it by speaking on it more often. It might feel silly, but it's going to take a little while to feel more comfortable. Felicia, you had your hand raised.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Obviously I figured it out. So what I was going to say is, we were talking about, it doesn't have to be this big drawn out, thing that you do. And I feel like that's so important to remember with meditation, journaling, any kind of like habit that you want to get into for like mindfulness. I feel like, because I think that stuff is so intimidating sometimes, and it was to me for like a long time, but like yoga especially. Why? I have no idea. Just because I would get into my own head and get into my own way about it, and it's so silly. But so yeah, starting small I think is so important with any of these habits. Like you guys were saying, I think the angel numbers is a huge one for me. I started to just do that because I kind of see them anyway. So I'm like, why not? Like, I started with like 1111. That's been like a thing forever. And then I come to find out, like, just for me personally, I think it was like a year ago like I didn't realize there were all the other ones too. Like, I don't know. And then I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. So then I started doing it basically any chance I got. And it's so funny because like some people at work are like, I'll be taking a picture of like a credit card slip or something. And somebody will be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, because I'm like covering up like the name and everything. Because I'm like, I don't want anyone to think I'm being weird. But I'm like, no, it just has like a 444. And they're like, okay. And it's just so funny. Sometimes I'm like, okay, never mind. Anyways. But 2/22/22, I feel like that's when I manifested this computer. I just want to say that. And that was a mural portal. So what Amanda was talking about, how it doesn't just work for good things and positivity. My friend called me that day and she's so sweet. She was she was kind of calling to rant, and I was like, listen, I love you so much, but I just want to start off this conversation by reminding you that today, you know what day it is, right? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so keep that energy because I can't be manifesting anything bad. So please don't. Oh, okay. So did we all got to share our thoughts, right? Okay, cool. So we will just jump back into topic number 2. So how could manifestation impact your mindfulness? And so we kind of already touched on that. I think because it gives me an opportunity to stop and, like Amanda said, meet myself here and think like literally short term, like what do I need? Maybe it's just a drink of water. Do I need to go outside for a walk? Now that it's kind of getting a little bit warmer here in Ohio. It's, it's kind of up and down, but I like to go outside and just stand outside bare feet because I think grounding is one of the best things that you can do. Like literally, I think it was like last week, I was so anxious and I'm like, I need to do something that's going to be quick, but like, and that was just like perfect. So, yeah, I think for me, it's an opportunity to stop and think about how I'm feeling, and mindfulness techniques that I've been using. Um, Journaling, deep breaths, and alternate breathing are really nice. I did those, I think it was like last month or the month before, on the SelfCare Space. Alternate breathing is really interesting. And if you've never heard of it and you are into that, look it up because it's actually really helpful, or at least it was for me. And then yoga is a really big one. I actually need to get back to a yoga class because that was really honestly nice. But Amanda, if you want to share yours with us.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you mentioned the self-care space. I think we should give a huge shout out to the self-care space. And just letting you know, there are going to be links linked below. Links linked below. Oh my gosh, links linked. Okay. Anyways, they're going to be below with Ashley and Fee's ambassador codes. So be sure to use those if you guys are going to sign up. The self-care space is an extension of the workout program that we all use and love. It's actually a different business entirely, owned by the same people who created that business. So the self-care space is a personal development program, mainly directed towards women and a female audience, but completely open to any and all. You guys, all 3 of us here today, are a part of that. And when I tell you, that is the biggest thing that has helped me with my mindfulness, to answer the real topic right now on the things that I've been using to practice that mindfulness. Some techniques. Isn't that a SpongeBob episode? The technique. I'm so sorry. So long story short, the self-care space has provided so many outlets for me personally. And one thing that really stands out to me was a practice, or actually kind of felt like a little game that we did the other night on Zoom. It was a live event with it's coaches, these coaches. And I was just so excited because we got to talk about our personal values and things that we said that we valued, but maybe weren't putting a lot of action towards. So then we should have put them under a column called want to be valued more, or something of the sort. So that's really the biggest outlet that I've had right now with my mindfulness practice. And oh, there's Lola again. Oh my gosh, the cutest pupper. Also, just really taking a moment to ground myself in all 3 points of my feet. That is a big one for me. I don't know, for those listening, I will try to explain it the best I can. For those watching, I'll put a little diagram. There are 3 points on your feet that you want to apply equal pressure to, particularly when lifting weights. That's what kind of introduced me to this idea. And you guys know my history, Felicia and Ashley, but I grew up an MMA fighter. So I was a Muay Thai fighter. I trained Muay Thai for 5 years. And when I tell you I got used to being on the balls, the, kind of palms of my feet, I never realized how much this impacted where I like hold myself on a regular day-to-day basis. Like how I walk, I apply more pressure there. How I lift, I used to apply more pressure to the outskirts of my heels or the outskirts of my feet. So really focusing on that and just grounding myself in all points on my feet have just been a huge thing for me. And honestly, kind of engaging muscles in random day-to-day movements that like I haven't thought about engaging. You know how people are like, how can I do this while I'm sitting at home or sitting at work? This is a practice that you can take with you. Put all of your feet on those points and then just try to sit up straight and feel the muscles that are engaged. If you feel something, then maybe you're like me and you have been applying pressure unevenly. And so just applying that pressure engages different parts of your abs or, that's what I've been noticing. So those are different techniques I've been using right now for my mindfulness. And I'm sorry if I got a little rambly, but yeah, I'm going to throw it to Ashley.
Girl, it's a podcast. We will ramble all we need to. I just want to say I'm learning things already. I'm kind of eager to try that 3-point foot thing because I feel like my heels constantly hurt. And I don't know if I need to pay attention maybe when I'm walking. Like, I don't know if I put a lot of pressure there. I don't know. But Felicia, I also had a question about grounding. I live in Arizona, so there's not much grass, at least not natural grass. Can it just be like concrete or like any sort of earth? Like you just touch any sort of ground?
It can definitely be anywhere. I feel like for like grass always actually feels like obviously good because it's like soft and
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I feel like you could do it wherever. I did it out on the sidewalk today and it felt good. The park is always like obviously it's not always accessible for me to just like get up and be at the park or I don't always have time to, but that's like if you can get a good grounding moment in at the park for some reason, that hits different. I don't know why. But
I'm
Amanda, were you gonna say
definitely gonna have
something?
to try that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I want to hear what Amanda has to say because I'm like, does she?
Okay, no, it's totally irrelevant, but you guys just reminded me of
Oh
something
my
that's
god.
stuck on my mind, and I have to ask our audience here today. Please comment below and answer my question if this could be a true theory. And no one can tell me it's not. I say that, and then I say give me open opinions, but you guys. You mentioned Ashley asked about the grounding and then said things like concrete, which are earth. And I was like, how's concrete earth? And I was like, I guess rock is still a form of earth. And then I thought about rocks. And then I remembered the theory I had earlier today. You guys, who can tell me that rocks are not soft and tense up when you touch them? Have you ever touched? I'm so serious. I'm serious. Imagine it. Like if they all stiffen up, it makes sense with like asphalt with concrete, like cinder blocks. They're all touching each. It's something that's been on my mind, and I would love all of our audience's feedback.
All your input.
What if rocks stiffen up when you touch them, but they're actually soft? Oh my goodness! And
so
for
funny.
those listening, we have a new furry friend. Hello, furry friend.
Charlie decided to join us.
You.
But yeah, what was I gonna say after that? So techniques that I use, I really enjoy visualization, like just sitting and closing my eyes and like visualizing what I want to manifest, like actually happening, whether that's like me walking through the hospital in my scrubs before I worked there. Like, I don't think I did visualize that. I think I manifested it in other ways, but that's just an example, like sitting there, closing my eyes and just visualizing me with my Mayo badge walking through the hospital. And then it comes to fruition and it's just amazing. I think visualization is a really, really strong one for me. Like it's so powerful. But I am eager to try the values and goals technique or just the practice of writing those down and writing through those that Amanda was talking about, because I missed the Zoom meeting in SelfCare Space last night. So thinking about trying that out though. So yeah. And I also just wanted to say, like, I think we kind of touched on it earlier, but just that positive mindset and positive thinking is such a big part for me. Like, I think it's so important in manifestation. So
I think so too. I think visualization is a really good way as well. Like you said, that's a, what was it? I think it actually was a meditation and maybe the first or second month of the self-care space. I think I want to say it was the negative self-talk month, but Amanda and I were talking about that the other day, the visualization, and I think Ashley too, of just like really picturing yourself, because people do say it all the time, like picture the woman you want to be, which, when you just hear, I don't know, when you just say it, it's like, yeah, you say it and you hear it, but like to actually picture the woman that you want to be and actually picture like where, like you said, where you want to work, you were essentially kind of, you're pretending, like, or I guess daydreaming. That's how I look at it. Because I think that is a very strong tool. So I'm going to jump into topic 3, which is long-term goals that you could try to manifest. So Ashley, congratulations on your job, because I love that for you. But that's awesome. So that's actually a big one for me. So I am a waitress currently, but both of my children are going to be in school all day next year, which is really crazy because I felt like that was so far away, but it is literally almost here. So I've been just kind of looking around at other jobs, and I've applied at some places. And when visualizing like a new job, that was like one thing that I have been doing. I just always visualize myself here. So I'm just like, maybe I need to just, whatever. I'm just going to say screw it and start applying from at home jobs. And I did. And I did before I even had a computer, but I was applying in the sense that I had one. And that was just really wild. That whole thing was really wild. But so I'm going to continue to apply to work from home jobs and continue to visualize that, because I wish I could show you guys. I have it set up over here. It's so funny. I've just been trying to like make this like, I mean, and I still got some work to do in this kitchen. It's half mine, half the kids, but there's I'm just trying to make this like my like work from home like corner, channeling myself like a job. So new job, and then I've really been trying to declutter my house, which so we recently got a new couch, and we ordered a new bed just to kind of take care of some adult furniture things. And it's been nice because it's been helping me kind of clean up and like clean out all the clutter and stuff like that. So I'm making my bedroom a nice space to be. So I'm working on that today. I need to actually finish up. I got caught in the middle of it, but those are 2 things that I'm trying to manifest, I guess. I don't know, say months, years. I'm trying to think of something like years down the road. Oh, okay. I can think of one off the top of my head. I am visualizing and manifesting all the time, all of us meeting. So I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. All right. I will throw this to Amanda and see what she has to say.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is such a good one. That is so true. Oh my gosh. And first of all, congratulations, Ashley. I have something, I thought about it immediately. I went on a trip to Wisconsin last year, and I'm not even joking. That's when Ashley had, like, I guess, been thinking about, or had actually gotten her new job. And when I tell you guys, I was a dork. We were walking around, whatever, I think it was, maybe not Wisconsin. I think it was actually Minnesota recently. And we were walking around Minnesota, and I was a tourist. I had my phone like this, and I said, "You guys," there was a giant Mayo Clinic sign. And I made a little Snapchat. I was like, "One of my best friends just applied and is accepted to work here." Wow. I was so excited because it's so cool. You really did manifest the crap out of that. And then recently with Felicia, congratulations on the new bed and couch. Like, those are big purchases. Sheldon and I, my boyfriend, for everyone listening and watching, we got a new bed. If you are watching, you can see it's a bit of a different background now, but this is a little upgrade for our bed as well. And we were lucky to get a deal on this, but because we got a nice little deal on this, I was looked at them bed prices, and furniture is more expensive than it should be. I like to say I feel like a walking, talking Webkins. For those who played Webkins, it's like The Sims, but with pets in like the early 2000s. And I was like, I'm buying myself a new bed. I'm doing all these things and getting myself furniture. And furniture ain't cheap. That is an investment. And that itself is something like, that's a genuine goal that takes a while to get up to. So congratulations to Felicia, and then congratulations to, I guess, Tilda and I as well for this bad boy. And what is one thing that I'm trying to manifest long term? I will say long term, I am manifesting that this podcast find an incredible audience of positive people who are growth oriented and just passionate about being there for themselves. I think that it's obviously a process. Nothing ever goes super crazy off the rails immediately, but all of us, I'm just so proud that we are at a point where we're just happy to be here. And it's not even like, oh my gosh, I want to do all this and share it online. I've always personally lived by the philosophy. I have my own little YouTube channel outside of this as well, that I always try to think of it like this. I never want to live life so I can record it. I want to live a life that I'm so personally fired up about and in love with and passionate about, that I want to share it with people, like that. I think that there's such a difference between the types of content in that sense. And I just feel we have such a genuine group of women here. And I want to create such a genuine safe space for not only women, but every person out there in this podcast. And I'm just so excited to be here with you ladies and do that. That's seriously my long-term goals. Other than that, honestly, would just be travel. For those who didn't know, whenever I was 15, my Namaw, who passed in 2020, bless her heart, the world's greatest adventurer. Not even joking. We went on a 22-day road trip when I was 15, and she only brought me along so I could help her drive. I'm telling you that now. But it was me, her, and my little brother. And ever since I was 15 years old, that trip sparked a passion for travel for me. And I was like, bada boom, bada bing, we have got bigger things to do and great things to see. So I've always had a passion for travel. And so within the next, I'd say at least 5 years, I want to make one trip per year on my own. So like separate from work, anything else, just personal trip, something that I want to go explore and see. That's my goal that I feel like I'm going to manifest long term, along with the podcast. I don't want to say that the podcast kind of surpasses that personal travel goal, but maybe they'll go hand in hand one day and we'll all meet up for it. So I guess I'm just going to toss it to Ashley. Go for it.
Yes, I'm absolutely, obviously also manifesting that we all meet someday. I know it'll happen. It's just a matter of when. But yeah, it's going to be so exciting. I'm just letting every one of our listeners know that we will be recording a podcast in person all together. It's probably going to be like the best episode we're going to have. So just stay tuned. But yeah, and so funny enough, well, I guess I'll say my big couple manifestations that I want to do first. So obviously us all meeting, traveling is a big one for me. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's big too. And one other one for me personally is buying a house. I'm so eager to quit paying rent and start earning that equity and just feel like a whole ass adult. Like, obviously I already am, but I'm excited for that. I'm excited. I want to decorate, and yeah, so that's a big one for me. But funny enough, I looked a couple feet in front of me at my table that my laptop's on. I have my manifestation book right here. Amazon, you guys. I think Mallory told me about it. For all of our listeners, Amazon, it's like, I think it's all by the same author. I don't know. Maybe we can put a link or something, but I bought this in like a pack of 4 or something. It came with 4 books with gratitude and whatever. Anyways, so I crack open the manifesting notebook, and it brought me some points that I just want to address too before we, wrap this up and kind of finish things up here in a few. 2 big things that I think go hand in hand with manifestation and really just help. I think manifestation can be done maybe without them, but it definitely helps escalate the process, is taking action, just like Felicia did, applying to jobs before she even had the computer, knowing that she was going to get it, and it happened. And so taking action, you can't just, sit there and say, I want this, but not work towards it. It's just like anything with life. You need to take action, and that helps it come to you quicker. And then another one is being grateful. So you can't bring new things into your life without being grateful for what you already have. So yeah, and those are just 2 like so everyone knows, I guess, what this book is. It's just really like reflection. So it has like a morning reflection and an evening reflection. And so on the one side, it asks like what you want to manifest and what actions you can take to do that. And it just really helps you like lay out things you can do. And then it also asks what you're grateful for that you received that day. That, you know, those things just go hand in hand with manifestation. And I think I really wanted to point that out. So, but yeah, very excited.
I'm gonna hop on really quick because I have my hand raised, and I was gonna say I was totally just reminded when Ashley had mentioned her long-term goals that I do have another long-term goal that I want to mention. I like how both you guys just know what I'm about to say. My English bulldog. Sheldon, my boyfriend, and I have a dream dog. This has been my dream dog since I was like, not even joking, 8 years old. Whenever I first got my phone, you guys know, listening and viewing, that when you get an email with Google, they save all of your photos in a Google Drive that you've taken with that email up to a certain point, unless you turn that feature off. So not even joking, I am 21. I was born 2000. There's a picture from 2008 in my Google Drive of an English bulldog puppy. And I saw that little picture when I was 12, and I just knew ever since. I was like, that's going to be my dog one day. So we've got the English bulldog calendar. We've obviously got the pillows. We've got the slippers. But yes, so an English bulldog is definitely in Sheldon and I's future. It's going to be a male. His name will be Bullseye. And really, the goal is by the end of the year. I'm having a really hard time deciding if I want to travel before we get Bullseye, or if we want to get Bullseye and then bring him with us and just soup him up and all. Like if we go to Disney, put him in a little it'd be so cute. Oh, okay. But I'm going to throw it back to Felicia so we can kind of round things out. I think we're nearing the end of our time today, you guys. Since not all of us are here, it feels like it's just so much shorter. Oh, I love it.
I know, it does feel kind of like that. Okay, so we are going to wrap things up, and everyone, would all like for you guys to share what is one thing that you are manifesting this week. And so this, also keep in mind that, sorry, I just got interrupted. Also keep in mind that, I'm so sorry. Oh, manifesting, that it can be long-term and short-term. And so, so this week for me, it's just going to simply be that I get everything rearranged how I'd like it. I'm gonna do some work in my room and in the kitchen and things like that. So hopefully I can get that all taken care of. And then I will go back into what Amanda and Ashley are manifesting for this week.
Yes, and no worries, Fee. Honestly, I lose my train of thought way too often. Oh my gosh. My thoughts escape me more than they should, to be totally real. But something that I will say that I'm specifically manifesting this week would be, let's say, progress in the gym. I would like to say progress in the gym. I'm very excited because I have been putting work in, not only towards my legs. I hate to fall into the stereotype of, oh, women only do legs. I had been in that for a while. That had been me for a while, which is okay if you're a woman who only does legs. By the way, can we stop shaming people who just like to work out their legs? Moving your body is the most important part. But I have been making a huge effort to do upper arm day and back day. So really excited by that. And I'm excited to see the progress that I can see with that. So that I'm just going to be manifesting progress and manifesting consistency for myself, and just reminding myself that it's a process. So I've got to just be committed to it and show up for myself. So that's really what my little goal for the week, or what I'm going to be manifesting this week, would be. And Ashley?
Yay, I love both of those. I think I had to check my calendar. So actually, when we release this, it'll be my sister's birthday, and I will be in Vegas. So shout out to my sister for one. Happy birthday. Love you so much. But I'm going to manifest that we win big in Vegas. That's what I'm going to manifest. So maybe we need a little money manifestation music going on.
I'm going to manifest that for you too, Ashley. I'm going to manifest that for you too, girl.
Yay.
Oh my goodness, I love that. Well, and Felicia, honestly, I think we've talked about everything. If you want to round us out.
Yes, I think that we have covered it all nicely. Okay, so thank you everybody for just listening and just kind of, giving us this space. It's honestly just nice, and above everything else, it's so much fun. So thanks everybody for listening. Thank you, Amanda and Ashley, for all of your thoughts, and we will see everybody again soon.
Yay, I agree with Felicia. Thank you guys so much for just being here and listening to us chat, and have a good time. We love you guys so much.
Yes, thank you guys. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.